So we've only got about 3 weeks to go before the midterms happen. Early voting in many areas has now already begun. And unfortunately, according to the latest polls, things are looking worse and worse for the Democratic Party. According to the latest Harvard Capps Harris poll, Republicans now have a 6-point lead on the generic ballot over Democrats, which means people were polled and they said, hey, right now, if you're voting for a member of Congress, are you going to vote for a Republican or a Democrat? Not going to give you any names. Would you rather have a Democrat or would you rather have a Republican? 53% said Republican, 47% said Democrat. 3 weeks out from the election, a 6-point gap is a landslide. It may not seem like it. You may think, oh, well, that's small. We're looking at numbers, by the way, right now with the polling that we saw in 2018 with the blue wave. That's how bad these numbers are, folks. And yes, I am sounding the alarm bells with this. This is terrible. And I don't think there's enough time to turn this around. And if you don't think this matters, then think back a month and a half ago. A month and a half ago, Democrats were ahead of Republicans by 5 points in these generic head-to-head matchups. 5 points. So they have lost 11 points in the last month and a half. That is a horrible swing for the Democrats. And according to this poll, the reasons are very clear. The number one issue that people listed as the most important was the economy. Second was crime. Third was immigration. Way down lower on that list was abortion and climate change. Those issues matter, okay? Those issues do matter. Don't take this as me telling you they don't matter, because they friggin' do. Those are things that affect all of our lives, no matter what. We cannot escape these two issues, and we have to fix the problems that we have created. But unfortunately, the Republican messaging machine was too great for the Democrats to overcome. And Democrats are very bad at messaging to begin with. Republicans are great at it, unfortunately. So the tables turned. Oh, we got to do something about all this crime, all these people getting shot. Y'all realize, right, that out of the top 25 cities in the country with the most crime, most of them are down here in the Deep South? Did you know that? Like down here in the red states, we have the most crime. But it's the red state people talking about crime in California, crime in New York City. They're talking about crime in blue states, ignoring what's happening literally in their own backyards in some instances. And they were able to convince enough people that crime is out of control. And it is, but it's because of Republicans. Immigration. There's a tidal wave on the Texas border. Oh, we got to spend $1 billion, Greg Abbott tells us, on his Operation Lone Star. We've got National Guard from Florida over there, National Guard from South Dakota. And they're sitting there twiddling their thumbs, complaining to the media that there's nothing to do because there is no tidal wave of immigrants. But again, Republicans win the messaging war. Everybody thinks there's a problem that doesn't actually exist. The economy is a problem. The economy is a big problem. And as the poll said, economy is the biggest problem for most people. And that's the biggest problem. The Democrats have made some pretty good strides on it, but it's not getting better. It's not getting better because we're not getting to the heart of the economic problems, which is corporate greed. If we don't address corporate greed, we're never going to get inflation under control. If we do not address corporate greed, we're never going to get taxes and revenues where they need to be here in the United States. Democrats don't want to touch those things. So we got the Fed raising interest rates to the point where the UN came out 2 weeks ago, told the United States Federal Reserve, for the love of God, stop raising interest rates because you're about to cause a fucking global recession. The UN had to step in and be like, could you stop? You're going to kill the friggin' planet financially. We're just going to keep doing it. I'm not optimistic about the midterms anymore. A month and a half ago, I was. Thought Democrats might have a chance to maybe retain control of the House. At worst, I thought Republicans would pick up, a 5-seat lead. I think we're probably looking at a 20-seat lead. And at this point, based on the way the races are going, I don't even know that we can hold on to the Senate. I'm just trying to be realistic with everybody. Things have changed. I'm shocked that they've changed. I didn't expect them to be honest. We've got the biggest, a bunch of wackadoo Republican candidates out there I've ever seen. But somehow they're closing the gaps because the Democrats are that bad at messaging. This is Hattie. Hattie wants to know why you have not subscribed to our channel. You obviously like our videos, so do us a favor and subscribe.